We are back yet again with Love at Stake. It's chapter 11 of 22. Let's get right to it. Here we go. After Lucian helps you into his car, he settles himself into the driver's seat. The car smoothly pulls away from the curb. So where are we going? The Met. Officially, it's a fundraiser event for cancer research. But for the supernatural community, it's a way for different fractions to get together and talk politics. Huh? You sound excited about it. It's not my favorite event. Truthfully, I'll try to avoid such gatherings. When you are as old as I am, there is a long list of people you'd rather evade. And an event like this attracts them all. So why go at all? A favor, really. An old acquaintance is part of the planning committee. And she'd love to have a vampire lord at her event. Yes, I owe her a favor, and she's chosen to collect. You give him a questioning look. You're a CEO. I figured this type of thing would be high up your alley. Mingling, making deals, scoping out new opportunities. Most of my businesses is conducted in smaller gatherings or council meetings. But you're correct, I will be taking advantage of this opportunity. Lucian, this event sounds important. I'll try not to mess it up. Are you sure you want to bring me? We'll do that one. I'll be the only human in a crowd of supernaturals. Lucian reaches over and squeezes your hand. I have faith in you. That somehow makes it worse. Well, here we go. 20 minutes later, your stomach twists into knots as you stare up at the Met. Spending the night with Lucian, fantastic. Doing it in a room of hundred other bloodsuckers, not so sure about that. Are we late? One cannot be late to a gathering such as this. He tosses his keys to the valet. However, different hours will yield different entertainment. I have no intention of allowing you to see what occurs in the early morning. As he turns to you, you take his offered arm and begin climbing the Met's gray stairs. We'll stay only long enough to be polite. Lucian, but what if I want to stay? We'll see about that. I'll trust in your judgment. We'll do that. Got it. No blood sport or vampire orgies for this girl. Your voice carries as you reach the top of the stairs. A few of the other partygoers glance at you, their eyes flashing red. Whoops. Well, here we go. It's a beautiful little place, isn't it? At the door, Lucian hands a white invitation card to the organizers and ushers you inside. Your eyes widen as you take in the space. Wow, this is fancy. I've never been to the museum during after hours and definitely not for a private event. Another perk to dating Lucian. Redgrave. You give yourself a mental slap at the thought. You're not dating him, Amber. If anything, you're just enjoying his company while finding him a suitable wife. As you make your way into the hallway, you fight not to stare at the hundreds of beautiful guests milling around. Waiters weave their way through the crowd, their trays heavy with flutes of blood. Wow. You fight down your nausea. So a cancer fundraiser with people drinking blood. Okay. I want to show Lucian I can handle his world. That maybe I can fit in. Let's see. I'm going to make a scene and be trashy. Lucian sends you a sharp look as you shake off his arm and step away from him. Hey, leeches. Ooh. Every single set of eyes in the room fastens on you, blood red or not. I know I'm totally tasty, but you better keep your hands off. I've got a badass vampire here. Why would I even... That's stupid. I won't even do that. You gesture behind you, and Lucian makes a choked, groaning noise. And a can of silver... A liquid silver mace in my purse, in fact. Wow. You dig into your purse, pull out a can, and spray yourself all over. Your skin glitters. What in the world? I've got my immortal mosquito repellent on. Wow. Members of the crowd hiss loudly at you and you scan their shocked and furious expressions. Hey, why is everyone wearing masks? Someone grabs a fistful of your dress from behind and yanks you backwards. Put this on, you silly girl. Lucian spins you around and ties a half mask on your face. Afterward, he fastens his own. Your silver mace smells like peaches. It's actually shimmering body spray. I've got the real can too. He rolls his eyes underneath his mask and sighs. I tell myself I shouldn't be surprised, but somehow I still am. So why the mask? Several reasons. In a gathering like this, we don't want to take the chance of a reporter catching a shot they shouldn't. This room is filled with vampires, old enough to guard their secrecy well. And the other reasons. The entertainment grows more extreme as the night goes on. There are those who wish to indulge without endangering their reputation. What happens at vampire gatherings, Amber, stays at vampire gatherings. The mask can't help that much. Can't you recognize each other? Can't you recognize each other? It is polite to pretend otherwise. Our society has functioned this way for centuries. Some traditions die hard, even in our modern era. Well, okay, I'll follow your rules tonight. We'll just do that. How's that? He presses a soft kiss to your lips. Thank you. So we can mingle and just make pretty? It might prove challenging after your grand entrance. Hey, it was just a friendly PSA. A thoughtful look crosses his face. My kind tend to be marred in routine, but we do appreciate a distraction once in a while. Maybe I'll be able to work with this. Lucian looks across the crowd. We can do whatever you like. Many of the exhibitors are open for private viewing. Awesome. I also need to make my rounds through the room. He points to a tastefully draped table by the well, and to make a donation to the cause. You mean you can really... Okay, here we go. You mean you are really raising money for cancer? I thought it was an excuse to have a fancy party. Why does this surprise you? Healthcare research is heavy funded by vampire money. After all, it is in our best interest to keep humans healthy. Let's see. So we're basically cattle. There we go. Let's do that. His brow arches at your annoyed expression and his eyes move down the curves of your body. I think I've proven that's not the case. But no, humans and vampires share a mutual beneficial if complicated relationship. A mutually beneficial if complicated relationship. I guess. Lucian glances around. How about we escape the crowd? Before you can answer, a gorgeous woman appears at Lucian's side. Well, wonders never ceased. Hello, Lucian. Elizabeth, it's been a while. Ages, darling, ages. Her eyes flick towards you, a mocking smile on her lips. How thoughtful of you to bring your own sack. What the hell's that supposed to mean? We'll do that. Darling, tell your little mortal to control her temper. It's unbecoming of her. I'm standing right here. I can hear you. Isn't it polite to introduce yourself? I'm not here tonight to meet humans. Careful, Elizabeth. Amber is my guest this evening. How progressive of you. But really, you shouldn't stay in the habit of playing with the livestock. Shooting you a look out of the corner of her eye, Elizabeth flicks her hair over her shoulder. They might get unfortunate ideas. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. You ball up your fist at your sides and grit your teeth, determined to say nothing. Elizabeth, I don't appreciate your tone. Forgive me, consider it a slip of the tongue. The vampire turns away from you, freezing you out of the conversation. Tell me, Lucian, did Sasha insist you join our gathering? I promise I will make an appearance. And a donation, no doubt. I'll let her know you've arrived. She's rather busy greeting everyone. We'll we will enjoy ourselves then and try to catch up with her later. Yes, show your pretty mortal around. I wouldn't recommend leaving her alone, though, darling. Her eyes trace the curve of your neck, and she flashes a too sharp smile. There are many here tonight who would more than willing to take advantage of such neglect. Your fingers dive into your purse, reaching for your liquid silver mace, but Lucian sudden grip on your wrist steals you. Good to see you again, Elizabeth. Perhaps we will catch up later. He steers you away from the woman and deeper into the crowd. Is everyone here going to be as friendly as her? You are human among vampires. Try not to pick a fight with everyone you meet. This doesn't seem to be the type of crowd where you should be viewed as a victim. Lucian glances down at your amusement in his eyes. Correct as always. Still, I'd rather not have to fight my way free of this crowd to get out in one piece. I'll be on my best behavior, Elizabeth. Just rub me the wrong way. And what is the right way? Stop that. You need to be on your best behavior too. He throws back his head and laughs, causing everyone around to stare in amazement. You're causing a scene. And we wouldn't want that, would we? I knew bringing you would liven up the evening. That's flattering. Glad to be of assistance. He leans in close, his lips grazing across your cheek. My enchanting companion who can take my mind off double talk and thinly veiled insults. And are there any good places in this? Are there any good vampires in this place? His fingers brush down your spine in a light caress, and he leans down to whisper in your ear, I'm good, very, very good. When we finished here, I'll show you just how good I can be. Ooh. Before you can respond, a familiar voice cuts in. Melissa, looks like you two are enjoying yourselves. Melissa, it's so good to see you again. You're honestly pleased to see her face among all these strange vampires, but she doesn't seem as happy. I didn't know you were coming tonight. Melissa glares at her sire. I didn't know I need your permission for everything. That's a lot of resentment I'm sensing. Of course you don't. But you must realize, Melissa, that I'm only interfering with fated match to save you from yourself. You will thank me for it. Really, because it seems to be going rather well for you. She shoots you a pointed look. It's not like that. Amber is none of your concern. Our relationship has nothing to do with fated match. She's not my mate. Ouch. Good enough to screw, but not good enough to keep. Wow. Melissa studies you, and her expression is anything but convinced by her sour words. Right. We really need to switch to a new topic. Melissa, you must really enjoy these kinds of events. I read about you all the time in the human papers. You're an amazing trendsetter. I like to keep busy. When you live forever, it's so easy to become set in your ways. Wouldn't you agree, Father? Lucian rolls his eyes. What? Point taken, I'm trying to modernize. Melissa looks over Lucian with a critical eye before she nods once with a approving smile. Amber's really outdone herself. You look like a 21st century man, with a few old-fashioned ideas still intact. Maybe Amber can cure you of those as well. Melissa glances over her shoulder. But I'm getting sidetracked. I came here to tell you the governor is here. I know you've been meaning to meet him, and now's your chance. Dang, I've been trying to fit him in my schedule. The man is slippery as I am. Well, let's hurry over. I wouldn't recommend taking Amber over there. The governor has an eye for beautiful mortals. I think it would be wise to keep her out of his view. Wouldn't you agree? Of course, I'll speak to him another time. What? I don't want that. I don't want to be the reason you don't get your work done. Lucian turns his full attention to you, his eyes bright and intense. Let me be clear. I will ensure your safety tonight. Keeping you in one piece is more important than any work I can get done in this crowd. I'll make time for him later. A warm flutter fills your chest at Lucian's declaration. How can he be so ridiculously sweet? But I still don't want to be a liability to him. Find a compromise with him. Let's find a compromise. Let's do that. Why don't I stay here and chat with Melissa? You turn to Melissa, smile, and shrug your shoulders. If it's all right with you. Of course, we haven't had a chance to talk after all. Lucian wavers, rubbing the back of his neck. Are you sure? I wouldn't risk leaving you with anyone else, but... Of course I'm sure. Go, do what you need to do. Lucian leans down and touches your cheek gently. You reach up and brush your thumb over his cheek in return. Thank you, I won't be long. Go take care of your business, Lucian, but hurry back. With a slight smile, he leans closer and presses his lips over the pulse of your neck. Without another word, he straightens his tie and strides gracefully towards the crowd. Through the crowd. You smile to yourself until you notice the crowd around you staring. What's the deal? Did I just commit some sort of vampire fox pass? It's not you. What my sire did just now is a very intimate symbol among my kind. What do you mean? You allow Lucian near your throat without hesitation, even knowing the power of his fangs. Vampires don't expose their throats to each other like that. We're too vicious to be trusted with that temptation. I believe it was my father's way of showing everyone his respect for you and your trust for him. But everyone is staring. Of course they are. I doubt anyone here has seen Lucian give such a parting kiss. It's a very old, very personal gesture. Come, let's find an exhibit and keep you away from prying eyes. Any more of this, and you will be the talk of the night rather than the cancer research. You follow gratefully, needing a break from the emotional charged events of the evening thus far. So we're headed to an exhibit. Look at that. Melissa leads you to the Greek section of the museum. As soon as you are away from the crowd, she turns to you. What are you doing with Lucian? Just work. We'll do that. Is that what mortals are calling sex these days? The blush in your cheeks intensify as she shoots you an amusing look. You try to ignore your embarrassment and stare blankly at the white bust heads surrounding the chamber. Come now, Amber. When you're lived as long as I have, you're not squeamish about such things. Do you think I'd never met one of my sired lovers before? It's not like that, I swear. After all, I'm only human. Her laugh stops, her smile fading at your words, only human. Words that every one of us in this place could have said at one time or another. You hesitate to respond, sensing the subject is a touchy one. Lucian told me never to ask about the transformation. He said it's very private. Vampires do not like to share such information with just anyone. It is a painful memory for many of us. Is yours? Sorry, I didn't mean to pry. You bite your lip in regret as Melissa walks by your side in silence. There is a time in my life I do not discuss. That is a time in my life I do not discuss. Lucian is right. Our turning is a personal experience we don't share lightly. However, my sire treated you as someone who is important to him. Melissa meets your gaze, her eyes solemn underneath her mask, which means you are important to me. Melissa, thank you. Having your respect means a lot to me. I really respect you too. And why is that? Because if Lucian is your sire, you must be something special. The two of you walk deeper into the exhibit. Moonlight filters through the glass dome ceiling to illuminate the tall marble columns and life-size statues. Do you know what it means to sire someone? No, I admit I've always wondered, but our vampire clients are very quiet about it. It's a bond every bit important as, say, the mating bond. And for vampires, a siren bond is for life. I know where Lucian is at all times. I can sense when he needs me, and I have an innate desire to please him. What? Like in a sexual way? Absolutely not. For some, the bond works that way, but Lucian has never been anything but a father to me. Even when I was a human, he was the only father I'd ever known. Has he changed others? Only me. Can I ask why? Because my mother died in his arms, and he didn't want to lose me too. You stop beside a fountain and peer down at the glittering coins as you process this new information. Your mother was a vampire? No, she lived and died as a mortal. Lucian cared for a human before. Lucian loved a human before. Is that the case? Maybe it's not impossible to have a relationship with him. Don't want to know. Don't want to know. We'll see what that does. It's fine, Melissa. You don't need to tell me if it's painful. She shakes her head and her eyes meet yours. You need to know what happened to my mother, Claudetta, if you wish to understand my father. My mother and I were in a carriage accident. As she bled out in her arms, a part of him died with her. He did not love her, Amber, and I don't know if he's capable of the emotion. Okay? But he cared for her, and she made him a promise to take care of me with her last breath. She found my dying human body and turned me. Melissa stares into the water, lost in memories. He worries for me still. That's why he won't let me join Fated Match. 100 years later, and I'm still the young girl he saved. She comes back to herself, and she's met your eyes utterly serious. If you want him, you'll have to fight for him, because I'm sorry to say he won't fight for you. What? My mother's death killed something in him. He won't take such a chance again. Not on a human. So, there you go. I saved the gems, and she told me anyway. But there you have it. Now we're getting more to the story of what's going on. So there you have it. That was chapter 11. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time for chapter 12. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Toodles!